relates to the impact that you want to make with the business that you have?
Well, it's interesting. Words are tricky. They can produce emotions, and sometimes we pick up words because the people are around.
Sure.
I used to play poker with a group of guys when I was in like 19, 20, 21, and they were older than I was, and they were all married except one. And I was surprised to see one day, well, one of them guys, I knew he loved his wife so much, but two of the other guys always were talking about their wives like, I had to go back to the old ball and chain, And one day, and I couldn't help see it, it was like I was a witness of it because I was always sensitive to this. And the guy that really loves his wife, out of habit of being one of the guys, I'm going on my own ball and chain, right? And the language we use produces emotion. And sometimes we can pick up words and actually pick up emotions.
Yeah.
Without knowing. It's just like, if somebody yawns, you yawn too, or somebody starts to laugh, you do it. But words are even more powerful. So duty could be a good word, like if you're seeing yourself like a soldier, right? But I don't look at it that way. I look at it as...
Like obligation?
No, I don't look at obligation as saying the same thing.
Okay.
No, it's okay, but I say this because I saw this in some of your language, and I don't know if this is helpful to you. I don't pretend to coach you in any way. But for me, at least, I can tell you, I look at it as opportunity. I don't feel a sense of duty. I feel a sense of joy in being able to contribute. To me, contribution is what we're made for. Like, it's not hard to meet your own needs as a human being, right? It's not that difficult today in the world we're in today. But to have a fulfilling life, you have to have something you care about more than yourself. And so if you get into business just to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that, those people usually, even if they succeed, they hit a limit of fulfillment because the economic returns only produce so much. So I don't look at duty and enjoyment. I look at it as more like it's all enjoyment because contribution is the ultimate enjoyment for me. I mean, I get into business for impact, and economics are second. If I have enough impact, you'll never have to worry about economics in your life. And I found that to be true in my own life. So I don't look at it quite that way. I look at it also, though, that if you think you're going to really enjoy your life and not do anything, I think you're deluded because you'll wake up one day, because the only thing that makes us feel alive is growth. When you grow, then you have something to give. And when you give, then your life is more meaningful than just, pleasure. You can give yourself pleasure by, money, food, alcohol, sex, whatever it is, but it's never going to be the same as when you have something that's larger than you that you're called to. It's like, I hate the word motivation because I've never been a motivator, but people use the word. So I'll say, well, there's two types of motivation if you don't think of it that way. There's push motivation, which is, let's say, duty, or I've got to do this, or I have to do, or obligation, right? Or just, I'm going to make this happen. And look, brother, you have a huge amount of willpower. It's pretty obvious by what you've accomplished. I have tremendous respect for you. And I do too. But willpower only goes so far. That's push. Pull motivation is where there's something out there that you want to serve more than yourself that'll get you up early, keep you up late. And it isn't hard. It isn't duty. It is like what I'm made for. When you tap into that, your energy level will explode, your contribution will explode. It doesn't mean overnight everything is going to work your way. Of course it doesn't work that way. But it'll give you the constant endurance to move forward in a way in which you enjoy your life rather than someday when I get to this number, then I'm slowly going to feel good. Because it's not true. You get to the number, and if it's numbers, it'll never be enough, right? As you know that. You've done incredibly well. I have so many friends that they got their business, they sold it, and they made $1.2 billion, whatever it is, and they... 5 months later, they're looking to get back in business again because so many of their needs were met by the demands and the challenges and the growing. I think the biggest problem we have as human beings is that we think we shouldn't have any. It's like problems make you grow. Problems call to you because, listen, you lift, we're both in good shape. You wouldn't be there if you lifted light weights and did 100 curls with some lightweight, right? You're built. You've built this body. You built it by challenging it. But some people, maybe because of your background in the fitness industry, no pain, no gain. But today we know that's not true. We know today that minimum dose will produce the maximum result. If you overdo it, you tear down too much, right? It's like finding the right dose, just like anything else, like a drug for somebody. And so I really think if you think you're going to just go off and enjoy your life and not add value, you're going to be deluded. You're going to be frustrated. How many people do you know that were rich and famous and the world loved and they killed themselves? Because they stopped growing. I get this, the half dozen people I thought of in the last 10 years that have done that process. So I think, to me, it's not duty, but I do believe those much is given, much is expected.
It's one of my favorite words in the whole Bible.
Oh, really? I come from that place too, but to me, the expectation is a pleasure. I think the language we use trains our brain. It's like if you said to me, if I said to you, during the break here, let's have some nutritious snacks. I said that to a mass audience, maybe for you respond positively because you're fit, but most people are like, But if I say delicious snacks, they're interested. Or someone says to me, Tony, you meet so many people, hook me up, introduce me to a great guy, a great woman. And if I said to them, well, I know this guy or I know this woman, they're really nice. Right? Versus, they're sensual, they're sexy, they're amazing, they're delicious. Whatever the case is, it's a different piece.
They're not nutritious people, right?
Not nutritious. But you see what I mean? The words change your biochemistry. The words you attach to an experience become your experience. If you over and over use certain words, you won't even know it, and you'll train yourself to have certain, what I call an emotional home. Certain emotions you go back to because the language takes you there. And duty and responsibility, if you're trained like a soldier, that might work. If you've trained yourself that no pain, no gain, that might work. But how old do you know, may I ask?
36.
Okay. At 36 years old, you've built such a foundation of business, of contribution, of wealth, of your body, that at this stage, it shouldn't be pain. It shouldn't be suffering. I don't think it has to be any of those things. I think it can be total joy. But you have to kind of rewire your brain because otherwise that past training conditions you, in my opinion.
The issue.
Does that make any sense?